Namaskar and good evening to the viewers of Pandit Ravi Shankar Music Foundation. I welcome you all on this 62nd episode of Reflections, celebrating 100 years of none other than Bharatam Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. Before we start the session, I give all a happy Chhat to everybody. In Hindi, we call that जिसका उदय होता है उसका अस्त भी होता है, लेकिन छठ पूजा पर्व हमें सिखाता है कि जिसका अस्त होता है उसका उदय निश्चित है. And today we welcome our guest who will be sharing his memories of Pandit ji. The guest was exposed to the Indian classical music at just a tender age of 3 by his mother, Srimati Suman Sadafal. He started his formal training of sitar at the age of 7 by Sri Balwant Rai Verma ji, disciple of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, and won the prestigious National Cultural Talent Scholarship in the year 1971-72 at the age of 10. He is nephew of the great social worker and Gandhian Baba Amte, and also having master's degree in agriculture engineering. On behalf of Pandit Ravi Shankar Music Foundation, I welcome engineer Parimal Sadafal. Parimal Dada, namaskar.
Namaskar, Nabarunda.
How are
So
you,
nice to
Dada?
see you. So nice to see you. I'm fine. Well, trying to keep, best of health in the pandemic period that as we
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
So,
And nowadays, Delhi is also shooting up in the case of this COVID-19 cases.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, very much.
Hope you
Yes,
people
very
are
much.
taking care of yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're trying to protect ourselves to the extent possible.
And to talk to you, Parimal Dada,
Ji,
I invite your Guru Bhai and our brother, Gaurav Majumdar da.
great, great. Namaskar, Gaurav bhai.
गौरव दा, आपका साउंड नहीं है. साउंड
Your mic is not, your
माइक.
mic is muted.
नमस्ते नवरुण नमस्ते
नमस्ते गौरव दा.
Namaste.
परिमल कैसे हैं हाउ आर यू नवरुण
फाइन गौरव दा, लुकिंग फ्रेश. फाइन. हाँ.
थैंक यू trying to keep our spirits high as much as possible in
Yes,
this current situation
yes, Dada.
as much as possible and trying to
Absolutely.
keep busy with music as much as possible. Thank you.
There's a little technical error from Gaurav da's side.
Okay.
Parimal da, he must be joining soon. There's a little
I
bit
think, yeah, his held up.
network
His
issue.
connection is probably held up. Yeah.
Gaurav da is about to join. Till then, Parimal da, let's start.
Mm-hmm.
I just talked about that at the age of 3, you were exposed to Indian classical music by your mother, Srimati
Yes.
Suman Sadafalji. Tell
Sumansa.
me something about herself and how she was inclined to music and all.
Right. Um, well, actually, we did not have much of a musical background in our family, but my mother's forefathers were at one time very celebrated musicians in Nagpur. And one of her grandfather or great grandfathers was the court musician in the court of the king of Vidarbha in those days. But then later on, the music had kind of mellowed down, and but my mother still had interest in it. And after she married my father supported her a lot, and she wanted to learn the sitar, and this is something she took up after marriage. And she started learning sitar. We were in Hyderabad in those days, and I was very small, maybe 3 years or 4 years of age when she started learning. And I used to, you know, be around her when she was learning sitar. Mapareji from Hyderabad used to come and teach her every day, and I used to be, sitting around, and that is how I got exposed to music, and also I started identifying some ragas and things like that. And it was a curious thing in those days. Guruji had a concert in Hyderabad, and my father took me to him after the concert and told him that this boy is able to recognize ragas and things like that. And I vaguely remember Guruji in those days, he asked one of his students to play some raga and identified it, and then he asked him to play some other raga, and I again identified it. So three, four ragas, I think he made him play, and I identified them and all that. So then Guruji said, yes, this boy has some talent, and my father had told him that he has been transferred to Delhi and he is going to go to Delhi. So then Guruji only said that there is my student there, Pandit Balwantarai Verma ji, and he should take me to Balwantarai ji and get me started on sitar only from the age of 7, not before that. But so that is how it started.
You took, after that you were groomed by Balwant Rai ji as
Yes,
such. How many years
yes.
you continued with Balwant Rai ji?
Yeah. In those days, I was, as I said, when I started with him, I was 7 years of age, and I must have continued with him till the age of 14, 15. With him, so almost 8, 10 years. And in the meanwhile, I also was awarded the National Cultural
Yeah,
Talent Scholarship and all
year
that.
1971. Yeah.
Right, and so around that time, then I also started learning from Pandit Umashankar Mishra ji, and with him I learned for almost another 5, 6 years, and all through my schooling till I was in 12th class. So um, I was doing schooling also side by side, and I was also doing my sitar side by side,
Over to
and it used
Gaurav
to
Da.
be
He has joined us.
right. Ha,
Can you hear me? Is it okay now?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
Gaurav Da. It's okay.
sure.
Continue, Gaurav Da.
So
Parimal,
I
can
was,
you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah,
you
yeah.
very much.
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Yeah. So I was
Okay,
telling
thank you. Thank you.
Navarunda.
Sorry about that.
Uh, so I was telling Navarunda about my initial days when I started training. Initially from Balwantarai Vermaji, and also later from Pandit Umashankar Mishra ji. And those were also the times when I was doing my schooling, and we used to stay in Patel Nagar in Delhi. And initially, of course, my parents used to take me. My father used to take me every day every other day for the class and bring me back, and so on and so forth. And later on, when I was a little older, then I used to walk with my sitar to the class, and I continued this all the way till I was 12th, and it was something that became a regular thing, walking from Patel Nagar till Karol Bagh, almost 5 kilometers, and back every other day to learn. And that was also a very interesting experience, and also doing schooling side by side, and so on and so forth.
That's wonderful. I've heard so many stories about that from you, about going to these classes and also going to Guruji's concerts,
Yes.
and about your initial experience. And your mother always has been such
Hmm.
a, I think, driving force for the
Yes.
whole family, and
Absolutely.
especially for you brothers,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to music,
Right.
which is wonderful. Having met her, I remember her fondly, and what a wonderful,
Yes.
full of energy she was.
Absolutely, absolutely. She was, and she was a very hard taskmaster. She used to make us sit down and practice every day, because as children it is easy to veer off and get involved in playing and other things. But she used to be very hard on us, and she used to make us practice. All three of us. My younger brother is a dancer. He learned from Manjushri Banerjee, and
Parag.
yeah, Parag. And youngest one, Pankaj, he is a student of Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra. He's a singer. So all three of us, we were very strictly made to sit and do riyaz. And most importantly, what was the most useful thing which um, I don't see many people doing these days, was that my parents were very passionate. They used to actually take us to concerts whenever they happened in Delhi in those days. And any great artist performing in Delhi, we used to go. And of course, Guruji and Ali Akbar Khan Sahab was like, it cannot be missed, whether we have exam or no exam or nothing. It was something that was non-negotiable. So we used to go to all those first. In those days, Guruji used to play all night concerts. There used to be all night concerts in the Shankar Lal Auditorium. And I remember even as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, attending those concerts, and also so many others. In one of those concerts, I vividly remember Guruji introduced Zakir ji. He was 13 years old, 13 years of age that time, and he accompanied Guruji. Also, Allah Rakha Sahab was there, and it was a fantastic concert. And Zakir Bhai played till about midnight, and after that, Guruji continued. And there was so much applause for him. And Guruji also then actually after he finished, the concert with him, he actually took him in his lap, and you kind of blessed him. So I remember all those scenes so vividly, in those days when we used to see them. So yes, Guruji was completely some Guruji was a person we could never miss. But in addition, so many other artists in those days, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, Amir Khan Sahab, they used to perform, and we used to uh, attend all those concerts.
That must be such an impression on you at such a young age.
Absolutely.
Seeing that brings me to something very, very, what you just said. It just
Hmm.
rings within me, and I want to just dwell a little bit on it. And if you can please elaborate on that a little more, because going to festivals, as you mentioned, many different artists and performers, but you said specially Guruji, specially Ali
Hmm.
Akbar Khan Sahib.
Yes.
Why? Why that specially? What do you think Guruji have special, or what was it? What told you or your family that, oh, Panditji is playing, we have to go? What was
Right.
that element?
Yes, and very interesting you asked me this question, because we were actually novices. We had no background of music in our family as such initially, earlier. So I was kind of only learning as we go along. And under the tutelage of Balwant Rai ji and Umashankar ji, I had got some idea of Guruji's style of playing. But watching him, actually performing was something out of the world. That experience, I did not probably understand much of the finities in those days. Maybe I was only a child and I was just beginning to learn, and I had no background. But just watching him perform, and trying to uh, you know imbibe not imbibe, I'm trying to just decipher what he's playing. It was so much of an experience. Obviously, I could not decipher everything that he played in those days, but that excitement, that whole thing was so excitement. The sawal jawab part, the alternation between the accompanist and him, and so many things in those days were so exciting for us as children. And not just me, there used to be multitude of people there, and also several other children also there in the audience. And
So there was a lot of what I hear from you, lot of variety in his
yes,
presentation, in his performance.
yes, yes, absolutely. There was, of course, purity, but I did not understand that part so much in those days. But yes, that variety and that peppiness, and that initial
Presentation.
presentation, exactly. The scintillating, recitals that he used to have in those days was something just unbelievable. And especially also when he played Jugalbandis with Ali Akbar Khan Saab, my God, that was it was amazing. It was just amazing.
So when you say all night concert,
Hmm.
what time would the concert begin?
Yes, it would begin something like 8, in the evening, 7 or 8 in the evening. Generally, 8 people used to come after having dinner, and it continued till at least 6 or 7 in the morning. Till
So
6
so
to 7.
you're talking of a good 10-hour concert
Yes, no,
with
probably more. It's like 11 to 12 hours, Yeah, yeah,
12
10 to 11 hours. Yeah, because it's
and,
sometimes got extended. Yeah.
and with an intermission or two intermissions or no intermission?
There used to be generally just about one intermission, okay, and maybe once in a while too, but generally it used to be just one intermission. But what intrigued me, and I remember it so vividly even now in those days, was that Guruji used to be on the stage, एक बैठक जिसको कहते हैं ना, in one position,
One
playing
asan.
in one asan, yes, hardly moving around or trying to adjust or nothing like that. He was, and the whole audience, people, we used to adjust, all kinds of play. Some people stretch their legs and all that late in the night. Some people even
Laid up.
lay down and all that. But Guruji was sitting just the way he was, just the way he was continuously, except for the small 15-20 minute intermission that he had. He used to walk off the stage, come back. But as long as he's on the stage, he used to just sit in one position, just one single position.
So that was his sadhana, what he had done,
Yes,
which helped him
yes,
do that. That is
absolutely.
one part where he could sit straight and not move and was in total dhyan.
Huh,
That is
exactly.
one part. But
Hmm,
Parimal, I would like you to tell me, because
hmm,
I have always, since the time I have met you from the first time, I
hmm,
have seen you as a person who would always evaluate things, always think about things, always go deep into things. And I'm sure you have thought about this. And that's why I am asking you, as a student, I am asking you, as a student of music, as a student of Guruji, as a Guru Bhai of yours, how much you think material in terms of content, in terms of music, somebody might have that they can play for 10, 12 hours and keep the audience in the hall, where you would not feel that somebody is repeating or it's boring or it's getting. I mean, how was that possible with Guruji?
well, that was, I'm sure, I mean, all of us have noted also, even if you look at his recordings that have been released and all that, and in a concert, he used to start with long alap jod in the first part, and then along with a,
And he would
slow
take you to a different planet, and you
yes,
would go on that journey without even once feeling about anything like feeling little uneasy or bored or whatever. It would be
yeah,
just a long, beautiful journey, and
exactly,
you would be with him. He is the driving force. He's the
yes,
person who's driving the vehicle, but
absolutely.
we all would be sitting in the same vehicle and going with him.
Hmm.
But not once would we feel, oh my God, the journey is too long. It's too much. Maybe it
Never.
should end now. And why? Why is that?
Because the variations that came out were so different, and there were so many surprising things, slipping from one place to another. When we are expecting him to go somewhere, he suddenly slips to a different place, or something very surprising. All he was like full of surprises. His mind was so fast and so energetic
Quick.
and so quick. That was the whole thing. That the patterns that came out were unbelievable patterns. Like
So he would take you
completely.
by surprise all the time.
Yes, and also to break the monotony, for example, if he has done long alap jod earlier, then next item he would do short alap jod, and if he has played teen tal earlier, then he would play some other tal, you know, at that time. So these are the kinds of things that he varied a lot. So I mean, there was nothing that one could see was like monotonous. There was nothing monotonous. I have heard concerts of other people. Everywhere it starts ala jod, then there is a gat, and then jhala, and then they go on to the second item. Then again it is ala jod, and then it's a gat, and then there is drut, and there is jhala.
It's the same
So
thing.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
format used with
Exactly.
different notes.
Yes, but here it was different. The tals were suddenly different. The patterns were different. The suddenly a chirpy rag came after a silly serene rag, and it was just unbelievable. And everything used to be unexpected from audience point of view. It used to be so unexpected for us. So it engaged us. It engaged not just everybody's mind got engaged in it. You know. So that was, I think, one
And
major
and
part.
also another thing, did you ever feel that also his choice of ragas for such a
Hmm.
long evening, long
Hmm.
night,
Hmm.
his
Yes.
choice of ragas were very apt. They were very appropriate. So he would maybe take a darbari and after
Yes.
darbari not play a malkons but play an adana.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
know,
Yes.
he and how it would gradually go on till the morning, till Sindhu Bhairavi or Shuddha Bhairavi or
Yeah.
Mishra Bhairavi. It would
Yeah.
be a one long journey and all connected
All
like one
connected.
thread, one garland.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is the
That
uniqueness.
was, I
And
think, his ultimate genius of choosing.
absolutely. Yes. And I just like to would like to say that even if we look at his collection of recordings that he has made, I mean, no two recordings are similar. In some
No,
has
no.
Ada Chautal, some has Dhamar, some has long alaps, some has something or the other is different in all of his recordings, though they are in different. So there is so much of variety
It's
that
like
you
what
see.
I'm hearing from you, which I have always felt, that his execution or his invocation of the rags were
Yes.
like different human beings, like you three brothers,
Hmm.
Pankaj, Parag, and Parimal. Even
Hmm.
though born out of the same parents, you all three are very different individuals.
Right.
So, if he was playing a Marwa and a Puria and a Sohini, all three
Hmm.
would stand apart as three different individuals and human beings, and
Absolutely.
they would have different personality, different characters, and different expressions. It would not be the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
That is
some of these things were explained to me by Balwant Rai ji, when some of which I could not understand so well those days. So he used to explain to me some of these things, how he does. So for me, he was like, I used to look at him in awe. He was every time he had a concert. After the concert, I used to go rush through the
crowd.
crowd, try to touch his feet and come out. That's all. I mean, that's all I could do. But it was an amazing experience. Every concert of his was unbelievable,
I
unbelievable.
wanted to tell you that we earlier in the episodes we got Balwant Rai ji and we
Right.
had a wonderful, wonderful episode with him. Even in his like what he's what 90
Yes,
plus,
he's now. Yeah, he's 90
uh,
plus now. Right. Yeah.
and he spoke so beautifully and he
Mhm.
remembers all those events back in Lahore and everything. Had a
Yes.
wonderful, and we did speak about you also, especially
Right.
two episodes, one with him and
Okay.
one with Manjushri Didi.
Manjuji.
She was very,
Yes.
very fondly remembering you. So
Mhm.
Parimal Bhai, is it possible that we can hear, now that we spoke about Guruji's music so much, can we hear something from you? You have been such a wonderful disciple. You have imbibed so much of Guruji's nuances and his rags and his, how he treats the rags. Can we hear it from you? And what are you going to play for us?
Uh, okay, I'm really not much of a performer, as you know, um,
That's
but
your
all the same.
humility. That's your humility. You're a very good performer and a very good teacher as well, Parimal Bhai, and we are proud of you.
Um, Fine. I'll try to play a little bit of Guruji's raga, Charu Kons,
Wonderful.
and try to mm, display whatever I could learn.
Sure, sure. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward. Beautiful, beautiful. You didn't have to end it there. You could have played for the rest of the program. We would sit and hear. How beautiful, how melodious.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. That brings me to the question, your talim with Guruji. How did
Yeah,
it start and when did it start?
right. Um, so my talim with Guruji started after I had completed my bachelor's in engineering, and I was doing masters in engineering in Delhi itself. And at that time, my father tried a lot to meet Guruji and tried to take an appointment, but he was not successful. It was very, very difficult to reach reach Guruji. And that is the time when Manju Didi actually helped in. She offered and she managed to.
Manjushri Chatterjee, the great
Yes,
dancer. Yeah.
Manjushri Chatterjee, yes. And she managed to approach Guruji and take an appointment from him. And then she was there when she took me to him, and he listened to me, and it was I was very, very tense on that way on
Which
that day.
year was that?
85, 1985.
1985. Huh.
And yeah, and that's how then I kind of he accepted me as a disciple, though initially he was a because in during my days at engineering that was outside Delhi while doing bachelor's, I had had not been trained formally, because I could not go because I was outside Delhi. I could not go to Mashankarji, and so my style of playing had kind of drifted. I was listening to everything, and whatever came to my ears I was kind of imbibing or copying and things like that. And so initially Guruji was not very happy to see that I was kind of mixing up so many things. And so he pointed that out to Manju Didi. He was saying that this boy has he's mixing up all kinds of things, and so it would be difficult to teach him. But then Manju Didi only told him that, no, he has only you in your heart, and please do accept him as a disciple, and he will do whatever it takes, whatever you say, he will do to um, to to satisfy you on that. And then he accepted me. And also, when I did start becoming his disciple, when I did become his disciple, I think for the first 1 or 2 years he only trained me in the basics, on how to do the strokes, and how to do the means, and the right way of doing the krintans and gamaks and those kinds of things. So it was like starting all over again almost. And
From scratch, basically from scratch
yes,
you
from
started.
scratch, yes.
And I remember you telling me a funny incident, funny or a serious, whatever you might call it. I want you to please tell us again. There was an incident. You had your Ganda Bandhan ceremony, right?
It was scheduled, but for some reason it had to be cancelled that time. But then Guruji said that he has already accepted me as a disciple, so the ceremony doesn't mean anything. It was scheduled, but Guruji had some other, sudden engagement, so he could not really be present on that day. Yeah.
But you did try to give something to him, and that incident.
Right. Oh
Please
yes,
tell us. It is funny, but it's not funny also. So I think
yes,
this speaks about
yes.
a side of Guruji which is
Absolutely.
totally immersed in the past
Yes,
as a
yes,
traditional guru.
yes.
And
Absolutely,
I would like to
absolutely.
know that again from you, and also our viewers, I'm sure,
Our
would
views.
love to hear.
Yeah, I would be happy to say that. Yes. And Guruji, when he took me as a disciple, he told my parents also very, very, very clearly that I will not accept any payment or anything, of that kind. He's my disciple, and there will be no monetary exchange eh, of any kind. You know, it was explained very clearly to my parents that time. But somehow during the Gandabandhan ceremony, and for some reason, as a token, my mother actually made sent some mithai that she prepared at home for him, and along with that a shawl, and some nariyal. We give in Maharashtra,
Of
we
course,
give
of course,
always
of
give a
course.
nariyal and all that. And along with that, just as a token, she had put 101 rupees on that. And I just came and I gave it to Guruji, and Guruji kept it. He didn't, of course, he was, I mean, he was busy with so many other things, so he just kept it there. But next day, when I came, he called me inside and he told me he's very, very angry with me. And I was like, for me, it was like, black in front of my eye. I was thinking that the world has ended for me. And he told me he's very, very angry. He said, "Why did you keep money in that?" So I told him that my mother must have kept it because just as a tradition, just as a token amount, she might have kept something. But he said, I had told you very clearly that I will not accept money from any student. And this is not right. It is very insulting almost. He didn't use that word, but he kind of
Yeah.
indicated that.
He
And he
always
said,
took it as an offense, and all his
"Huh,
life till the
yes,
end, either in India or abroad, he never charged anything for teaching.
absolutely, absolutely." And he says that I don't, you don't have a choice. You will have to take it back. I have accepted everything else, the mithai, the shawl, everything, but the money you have to take back, and I'm not going to listen to anything. You have to tell your parents that the money you have to take back. That's it. And he returned to me 102 rupees instead of
He put one.
101.
That is the funny part. And that's Guruji. That's again
Yes,
a side of Guruji which is partly humorous, partly, but
yes,
such an incident, I think our world would just collapse. Him
right,
saying that I'm angry and I'm upset, and he giving
absolutely.
back the packet like that. But
Yes,
then it
absolutely.
must be a relief when you opened and you saw 102, you thought, okay, at least he's taken out his
Yes,
anger with 1 rupee extra. And
yeah. Well, for me, it was like I was otherwise just 2 seconds before that world had ended for me. So for me, it was like a a rebirth kind of a thing. I said, okay, whatever he says, I will do. I mean, there is no ego or anything. He says, take it back, I'll take it back. And I went back and I told this to my mother and father. I told them very strictly. I almost, I
got
was
upset.
almost upset at them, and I told them this is, not to be done. And they also understood. And after that, I think they have never done anything like that again.
And how many days, and there were so many wonderful moments, Parimal. Do you remember
Yes.
we,
Mhm.
sharing our meals with Guruji, sharing
Oh yes.
talim with him, you staying in
Ah.
the night. Sometimes, we would tell
Yes.
you, don't go back today, stay back.
Yes.
I need
Yes.
to talk to you.
So many times he made me stay back, and
And
most of the times he
please
made.
tell us about all that.
Yeah, most of the times he made me stay back and have dinner at least.
Yeah.
Without dinner, he never used to let me go. And as you said very correctly, he made me stay there also at the night, and
And you
it was
remember, I mean, I don't know if you know, but every time you stayed back, he would go to the kitchen and tell that he's there, he's vegetarian.
right.
So make sure that, and you
Yes,
would like a sweet with your food. So he would mention that please keep a sweet. I mean, he would, those small things he would take care
he would
that
take care
if
of exactly.
there was a chicken made or there's a fish,
Hmm.
at least for you it's pure vegetarian and they don't
Yes,
mix it and they give it,
exactly.
you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And he used to love the tomato raita I used to make sometimes. So I used to make that for him quite
Yes.
often when I was there. So
Yes, I
tomato
remember.
raita, poha,
Yeah.
those kinds of things.
Poha, in fact, I mean, of course, Guruji traveling all over the world, he knew. But I learnt about poha from you
Right.
because you made it in Lodi Estate one day,
Yes,
and that's how we started. And Guruji used to love it. Guruji used to,
yes. He used to love poha like anything. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yes, and also, but all the time, and you will also remember so many instances. His mind was always looking for patterns, in
yeah,
anything, not just in music,
yeah.
but everywhere. He used to point out so many things. And I remember one day when I think we were a lot of students that day. I think Vishubai had come, Deepak Da had come, and Samresh Da was there, and also a few more people that day were there. And it was just random. He at times when he taught us, he used to teach us for like 8 hours in a stretch sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it was like 3-4 hours and all that, and it used to be like midnight when
Three,
we
four
sat
hours
for dinner.
easily. 3, 4 hours
Easily,
easily.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, yes. 3-4 hours, it was like very normal. but
That was
sometimes
wonderful.
it used to just go on and
Yeah.
on and on.
Yeah.
And then he used to have, we used to play those word games on the table, you know. But also, even what I wanted to, the specific thing I remember one day was, I would have never, I think none of us would have noted that. After the class, we all sat around the table for dinner, okay. And the moment he came in, he sat, the first thing that he noticed was, which no one had noticed. He said, "Ah, आज तो table पे बहुत, it's a unique arrangement today." He said, "See me, I'm non-vegetarian." Then Shivendra, he is vegetarian. Then Deepak Da, non-vegetarian. Then Vishubhai, vegetarian. Then so on and so forth. So there was actually everybody was vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian, non, all the way back up to Guruji.
Alternate.
Yes, alternate. So, so I mean, it was amazing. Everywhere he found patterns,
Sense of observation.
sense of observation.
Keen.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it was just amazing. Everywhere he used to find some pattern or the other, and
That's amazing.
that was
Because you named, I am because I'm very fond of him. Your special association with Deepak Da.
yes, yes. I was going to mention that.
Please speak about him.
Yes.
We
Oh,
miss
yes.
him so much. We think about him, we
We
miss
think
him
about
so
him.
much.
Absolutely, yes. In
And
fact, I wanted to specially mention also when you mentioned about my initial days, when I was learning the basics again, and Guruji was off school. At that time, whenever Deepak Da visited, I used to learn a lot from him, especially the basics of Mizrab, the
didn't
basics,
we? All
all
of
of
us.
us. Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Parimal, if correct me if I'm wrong, he was like a model of how a shishya should be, how a
Should be.
student should be, and we
Absolutely.
learned from him. Above all, we learned
Yes.
from him how to be a good disciple.
Absolutely, yes. The way a good disciple should be, the way he idolized Guruji, and
Ah,
his own simplicity. Guruji, of course, has his own simplicity. Guruji also had a lot of simplicity, which we'll talk about later. But Deepak Da was simplicity personified. He was like, so humble, so simple. And I used to remember many times after, in the evening, after the sitting, or in the afternoon, he used to just tell me, Parimal jara mujhe le chalo market mein. And he used to hop onto my scooter, two-wheeler, and just I used to take him to wherever he wanted in the market and come back, and so on and so forth. So it was amazing. He has also stayed with me, in my house in those days. We didn't really have very good facilities in my house in those days. I had recently purchased a new house and so on and so forth. But he was completely unassuming. It did not matter for him whether he was sleeping on the floor or whether he was sleeping on a bed and all that. It was. I have never seen a more humble person like him. And of course, when he played, it was amazing.
ah,
He had imbibed so many things of Guruji that
yeah. And he shared so much uh, with all of us so easily without even having,
yes,
any sense of
yeah,
insecurity or worry. He would just
ah,
give it straight away if you ask anything. He
yeah,
would
yeah.
sit with you, he would show you.
Hmm.
And the other way around also, that he would ask whenever he would arrive, he would
Right.
ask that in my absence, what has Guruji taught?
Hmm.
And he would make sure that he learns it and he then writes it down in his book.
Right.
So he was a keen learner. He was always
Yes.
thirsty for more of
Yes.
Guruji's knowledge. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 And it was indeed fortunate to have time to spend with Deepak Da, also with Guruji, and because of Guruji, we have been able to meet so many great people. Deepak Da,
Yes,
Vishu Bhai, and so on, so for so many.
absolutely. Dayaji also, with whom
Dayaji,
you
yes.
have such a special relation.
Yes,
And
yes,
Dayaji
yes,
is very fond of you. Whenever I
yes.
speak to him,
Uh-huh.
he always asks, "How is Parimal?" Hardam
Yes.
puchte ho. So such wonderful Guru Bhais and such a wonderful atmosphere. Ekdam
Yes.
like a Gurukul, like an ashram, huh, Parimal?
Yes, really. In those days.
Lodi Estate was the
Hmm.
it was such. Abhi bhi if I go to that area,
Right.
even if I don't need to, I drive from that road. I say let's take that road. Just the other day, me, Nandita, Alankrita, we were coming back from Connaught Place, and
Mm-hmm.
we could have come back by Zakir Hussain Marg and the Red Fort, that old Purana Killa Road back to CR Park. But I
Right.
said, no, no, let's go through Khan Market and through Lodi Estate and just go in front of that house. You know, it brings back those wonderful
Hmm.
moments, wonderful years we spent. You mentioned about Guruji's simplicity.
Yes.
Uh, what would you like to say?
Um, well, you know, for the stature that he had, of course, as an international celebrity, but down inside, I think he was just a simple village kind of a, you know, a person who would be staying in a small village. You know, he had that level of simplicity, as that's what I could kind of observe. The
He
way,
had that level of requirements. I mean, he would be
yes,
happy with very little. You give him a
yes,
sitar, you give
yeah,
him few good students, and you give him a nice clean corner in a village, and he's
yes,
happy with that.
absolutely happy with that. No, even in other things also. I remember you were also there when we traveled to Bhavnagar with him
Yeah.
on, you know,
We went to
um,
Mahua,
yes, we went to
via
Mahua,
via
and
via via, via Bhuj and Bhavnagar and all that.
right, right. So imagine, I mean, there was no good hotel in that place. It was some lodge, you know, which did not even have basically very good rooms and things like that. But it was so amazing to see. He not a single word did he say that, you know, this room is uncomfortable, or, you know, I'm not liking this, not liking that, or the bed is hard, or the toilet is not good, or nothing like that. Nothing like that. He was very happy, at ease. He just told us, okay, you put my luggage here. I'm going to take a nap for 1 year. Wake me 1 hour and wake me up after 1 hour, and we will do this. We'll not a single word, not a single word of anything. So can you imagine? I mean, what level of simplicity it takes to, you know,
Yeah.
to have something like that. So it was, and also he took us for walks. I have gone with him for walks so many times. He used to just have some gamcha around his, you know, head, a simple dress, and he would be almost unnoticeable when we used to walk in the Lodi garden. People would not kind of only when somebody looked at him intently they could recognize him, but otherwise he was very unnoticeable. Walked like, and you know, he used to talk all the way about so many subjects. It was not only music. It was, he used to talk about politics, about science, about technology. Especially with me, he used to talk a lot about science and technology, because that was something that I was anyway involved in, and I was in those days. You know, new technology was coming up. Computers were coming later on. Mobile phones came, and you know, uh, LCD televisions came, and he used to talk about, so how, you know, how is this technology different from that technology? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? How is it managed? How is this manufactured? And so many things that, you know, it was amazing. He was always wanting to know things, and he was understanding them. He understood everything right from the basics. That was the best part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one special occasion I remember very well, which I want you to tell us, is the visit of Baba Amte.
Right. Yes.
Tell us about Baba Amte, him meeting
Yes.
Guruji and Anandwan, and
Mm.
all your experience.
Right. Um, yes, I have been very fortunate to have been born at Baba Amte's Anandwan, and that is my place of birth. And it is an amazing institution which was established by Baba. And I have literally grown up there. And initially, and later on, when even though we stayed in Delhi, I used to we used to always travel to Anandwan every summer, and first to, and Baba used to kind of wait for us, and we used to stay in his you know, small cottage that he had there. And it was just an amazing life that we could learn from him, how he did his social work. He's worked for the leprosy patients, and I
Yes.
have worked with leprosy patients, also worked with them in the workshop. Also, you know, they had blind school, and I used to work with the blind students there and all that. So it was wonderful to see how he collected these people who are otherwise rejected by the society and brought them into the mainstream. These people at Anandvan used to grow vegetables which later on healthy people like you and me used to buy. Okay. But otherwise, they would have left these people to rot for themselves, you know, these
Fend for
representations also.
themselves.
So that was a great transformation that he did. And as I said,
And
was
his movement, the Bharat Jodo movement.
yes. Later on, he undertook the Bharat Judo movement, in which he, you know, almost did a Padyatra kind of a thing all over India. That was an exciting time for us. We were in college in those days, and he used to come to Delhi and all that. So in one of his trips when he was here for the Bharat Jodo thing, um, Guruji happened to be in Delhi that time, and Guruji had also expressed his wish to meet him, and Baba, of course, also was very excited to meet him. And incidentally, before that, I'll just tell you, in Anandvan, they have an annual function. They used to have an annual function in those days, in which all of the best top artists from Maharashtra used to visit. For 3 4 days, it used to be a feast of music and culture. And big names like Vasantrao Deshpande, P.L. Deshpande, Kumar Gandharva, sometimes it's Bhimsen Joshi, Keshav Rao Bedge, who was the Nal player, and so many other people they used to visit. And we used to have like whole day, morning till evening, you know, not concerts, but you know, baithaks. There was a small tree in Anandvan. Uske niche there used to be a small baithak that was created, and for hours together we used to have these. I have listened to these artists there for hours together, and Baba, of course, also used to listen to them all the time.
Must
So
be so much like Shantiniketan.
yes, very much like that, very much like that. And then everybody, of course, used to have dinner together and so on and so forth. So Baba also had a very sharp ear for music, and he was also very keen to see Guruji. And we could arrange this small meeting. Guruji was not very well that time health-wise, but he agreed. Initially he was coming to see Baba, but because of his health he could not come. Then Baba said that no, I will go and see him. And so Baba actually came there. We took him
Lodi
there, and
estate.
it's yes, to Lodi Estate, and it was such an
I still remember
amazing
those
meeting.
wonderful pictures he met in that outside room. Baba was lying down,
Yes,
and Guruji
yes.
sat, and what a wonderful
What?
meeting it
Yes,
was.
absolutely. Yes, it was an amazing time that it happened. Yeah, so I think we had the fortune to witness,
Yes,
you know, these
these meetings,
momentous
these wonderful
occasions.
moments, great
Yes,
moments.
absolutely.
Uh, Before we speak little more,
Hmm.
uh, it would be wonderful to hear something very short. If you can play, you have planned to play something more for us. Can we hear
Um,
something more of your music, please?
um, well, should I play the क्या कहते हैं? I was thinking of one Kirwani, just
Yeah, please
you know,
do.
just
Please do. Play a little bit of Kirwani. Would be nice.
okay.
Yeah,
Why I thought of Kirwani was, of course, Kirwani is a rag which Guruji has taken, of course, as you know,
of course.
from South
Like
Indian
many
style.
Carnatic rags, like Charukesi
Right,
and
right.
a
But
lot
the
of
way
lot
he
of
has, yeah, but he has given it a treatment of its own, you know,
correct,
of his
correct.
own, and he has,
Yes.
you know, kind of completely, mm, what should I say, enhanced its effect through
Yeah.
certain, the way he gives the raga treatment
Combinations. Yeah.
combinations. Yeah.
So
So I'll
please
just
show
give a
us that.
very short.
Please. Yeah. Would be wonderful. Thank you.
I'll just tune up quickly and.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. क्या बात है,
Thank you.
क्या बात है.
Thank you.
This has got such a strong connect with Guruji, this rag.
Yes. Yeah, because this way of, as I mean, we have discussed it so many times. This way it is rendered is, something which has been uh, discovered by Guruji, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lot of people are watching, Parimal. Lot of people are watching. If you allow me, I'll just read some messages, not all, but some,
Okay.
because our dear Chinnamma is watching from London, and
Pranam
of course,
Chindama.
as always, she sends her blessings, and she's saying that you have got that touch, Parimal.
Thank you.
And Krishna Didi is watching, Indrani is watching, Ahir Rai is watching, Subrata Das is watching, Rishabh is watching from New York.
Okay.
He's saying kya baat hai. Manjushri Didi is watching. How nice, Didi Pranam. Uh,
Pranam Didi.
uh, Deepak Nanda, Mark Brenner, your student, is
Okay.
watching.
Right.
Uh, then Chinnamai is saying God bless you.
Thank you, Pranam. Sir.
And lots of people are watching here and this and there. Anubha is watching, uh, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Thank you so
Tirthankar
much.
Banerjee, disciple of Dipakda,
Right.
he's
Okay.
watching from Calcutta. Chandroday Ghosh is watching, and Srimanta Mazumdar, my brother, is watching from Jaipur, and Sanjeev Bhai is watching, Sanjeev Shankar,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
so we have a lot of people here. Nisha is watching, uh, and yeah, it's been a wonderful
Yes.
session. Really, very
Yeah.
very.
Before we end, I just remembered one more thing which I wanted to mention about
Sure,
Guruji.
please, please.
And this is something about his popularity, as I have, experienced it, as from the spectators. Initially, when I was a child, I used to be just among the spectators, and later on, when I was a student, we all used to be with him or behind him or somewhere around him. But I vividly remember there was in 1971 I had a chance to stay in the US for 1 year. In fact, I was schooling there in Ithaca, New York, and my father had been posted there for 1 year, and so he decided to take the whole family there, and we were staying there.
Ithaca
And
is New York State.
yes, New York State, right,
Yes, yes. Very close to
and
Syracuse.
very close to Syracuse. Exactly, exactly. So we stayed for almost 1 full year in Ithaca, and I so vividly remember there was one concert of Guruji in some place very near to Syracuse, and I don't know which exactly that place was,
There
but
is a
it was
university there. Maybe it was at the Stony Brook University.
an open air concert.
Open air.
Okay,
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 okay.
it was an open air concert, and that is something that is this experience is something that is completely ingrained in my mind, because I was very impressionable age of just 10 years old there. I was only 10 years old, and so it was decided that we will attend this concert. It was an open air concert, and some more friends, Indian friends from nearby, they agreed to drive us there. They also wanted to participate, and so 2 or 3 cars full of people, we decided to go to Syracuse. And I was all very excited because that is the first time I would be seeing Guruji in the US. And we asked the people who were taking us, do you know where that venue is? So they said, no, we don't know, but we'll find out. We have some idea and we'll find out from somewhere. But I tell you, the moment we were entering Syracuse, yeah, we saw people walking on both sides of the road. Okay, and we thought, okay, this is a city, so there are people walking, but most of them were walking in one direction. And then we were seeing that these lines of people that are walking mostly in one direction, they turned at some point, and another line coming from another direction was coming and turning towards the same route. So in a way,
That
all
way.
of these people were walking towards the venue, towards the concert venue. We did not have to ask anyone, and this was like maybe maybe 2 3 3 4 kilometers, that wherever we walked there, we just on both sides we saw people walking, and these lines merging with each other and going on, on one common road. And by the time we were close to the venue, it was a full-fledged crowd that was walking all the way to that place. And this was an open air place which had three hillocks, 3 hills, and in the middle there was stage, and left, right, and front of it were 3 hills, and they were full of grass, and all the 3 hills were full of people, completely full of people. And it was such an experience. As first time I've seen his popularity there. We have of course seen in India, but for me it was an amazing experience to see that we did not have to ask for directions. We just follow the people walking, and we reached the place. And the moment Guruji came on the stage, of course, he announced that nobody should smoke. We will not allow any smoking or thing. And please sit straight, don't have your legs straight. And everybody complied. Everybody followed that. Nobody, you know. And the concert, of course, was amazing. Not to say anything about that, but his control on the people was so much,
Amazing,
that
amazing,
it is amazing the
amazing.
way he used to treat the foreign Indians. And for me at the age of 10, it was something amazing to see. And of course, you and I mean, we'll remember the applause that takes place after the concert ends. It is unbelievable. I heard that applause there in Syracuse in 1971, and then after becoming a student, we heard those applauses so many times on every concert of his, till the last concert in Escondido that I did with him. I tell you, in 1971, whatever applause I heard, and in Escondido, whatever I heard, the same applause, same level of, in scientific terms, we may call it decibel level or whatever you call it. But this
And
applause,
we
this
still,
applause,
we still hear the resonance of that. It's still there. We
yes,
can still feel it.
we
We
can
can
still
still,
feel it.
and
Yeah, even now I get
Guruji is
goosebumps just
there.
to
He's
even
watching us.
think of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Such a blessing we have received by
Absolutely.
being close to him and watching him and learning
Yeah,
from him. What
absolutely.
a great luck. What a pleasure having you, Parimal Bhai.
Thank you so much.
It's always been a pleasure from day one to meet you, to speak to you, and share with you. I've shared so much all through the years we have known each other. You have been so special.
Absolutely.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
it would be wonderful if you can finish with something of Guruji. It would be wonderful to hear with your beautiful melodious sitar, how beautiful your sitar is sounding, and how beautifully you're playing exactly like Guruji taught. It's so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Nabarun,
Thank
thank
you.
you. And
Thank you.
let's
Thank you,
finish today
Garuda.
with music. Before that, let Nabarun speak something. I hope, Nabarun, you get
Ha.
well soon, and
Yeah.
you take care of yourself,
Yes.
and yeah,
Thank
drink
you.
a lot of hot water, and and just rest. Most important.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm taking rest. I'm taking rest. Thank you, both of you, Gauravda and Parimalda, for coming to the show. And and before we come to the end, Parimalda will play something for the viewers. And
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll just give a little idea of Guruji's rag Rasiya. Just,
Beautiful,
uh,
beautiful.
just how he used to play it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, 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 Parimalda. Thank you once again, and
Thank you,
good night.
Naladanda.
And take care of
Good night.
yourself.
Yes.
And viewers, be tuned once again tomorrow, 8 p.m. with us with another eminent personality who will be sharing their memories of Pandit Ravi Shankarji. Till then, good night.
Thank you.